Imagine two children were born on the same day. The first was born in an environment with quality schools, fast internet access, nutritious food, and a family that can afford education to college. The second was born in an area that is difficult to get a decent education, limited health access, and had to help his parents work since childhood. Both have the same dream, but since the first day they were born, the starting line of their lives has been different. This is called social and economic inequality, a problem that is not always visible, but affects millions and even billions of people around the world. Then, why does this gap occur? Is this something that cannot be avoided? And most importantly, what can we do to reduce it? Social and economic gap is a condition when there is a huge difference in access to wealth, education, health, employment, and life opportunities among community groups. In daily life, we can see it clearly. There are people who can buy whatever they want without having to think about the price. On the other hand, there are people who have to work all day just to meet their food needs that day. This difference has actually existed since ancient times. But along with the development of the modern world, the gap is becoming more complex. Ironically, today's world produces more wealth than before. Technology is developing rapidly. Big companies make billions of dollars in profit. But at the same time, there are still many people living in poverty and hardship. The big question is, why? One of the main causes of economic inequality is unequal access to education. Education is often referred to as a ladder to a better life. Through education, a person can acquire skills, knowledge, and better job opportunities. But not everyone has the same opportunity. In many areas, quality schools are still difficult to reach. Limited educational facilities. There are even children who have to walk a long way every day just to go to school. When education is uneven, the opportunity to improve the standard of living also becomes unequal. As a result, the cycle of poverty can last from one generation to the next. Another factor is income inequality. In many countries, most of the wealth is concentrated in a small group of people, while most of the others have to work hard to meet basic needs. This phenomenon creates a widening gap between the rich and the poor. When the cost of living increases faster than people's income, the economic pressure becomes heavier. House prices go up. The cost of education is increasing. Health services are getting more expensive, while the income of many workers does not increase significantly. As a result, some people find it increasingly difficult to pursue a better life. Technology also has two sides. On the one hand, technology opens up great opportunities. Someone can study online, open a digital business, or work from anywhere. But on the other hand, technology can also widen the gap. Those who have internet access, modern devices, and digital capabilities will more easily take advantage of these opportunities, while those who do not have access will be further left behind. This phenomenon is often referred to as the digital gap, and in the modern era, the digital divide can lead to a greater economic divide. In addition to economic factors, there is also social inequality. Social inequality occurs when certain groups have greater access to power, influence, or opportunities than other groups. This can be influenced by the location of residence, family background, education, and other social conditions. For example, someone who grew up in a safe and supportive environment usually has more opportunities to thrive, while someone who lives in an environment with a high poverty rate often faces greater obstacles. This difference in condition can significantly affect a person's future. The impact of social and economic inequality is not only felt by individuals, the entire community was also affected. When the gap is too big, the sense of injustice can increase. Society became divided. Trust in institutions is decreasing. Social conflicts are more likely to arise. In addition, the great potential of millions of people can be wasted. Imagine how many great scientists, teachers, doctors, artists, or innovators never got the opportunity to develop, just because they were born in less fortunate conditions. When that happens, it's not just individuals who lose the opportunity. The world is also losing its incredible potential. But it is important to understand that gap is not only about money. The gap is also about opportunity. Two people can have the same amount of money, but if one of them has access to education, social networks, and a supportive environment, then the chances of success can be much greater. Therefore, the solution to the gap must be broader than just increasing income. We need to create a fairer opportunity for everyone. Then, what can be done? First, increase access to quality education, affordable and equitable. Education is one of the most effective ways to break the chain of poverty. When more children get a good education, they have a greater chance to build a better future. Second, expand health access. A healthy society is more able to learn, work, and contribute productively. Therefore, easily accessible health services are an important investment for the future. Third, create decent jobs. Jobs that provide adequate income can help people meet their basic needs and improve their quality of life. A healthy economy should provide opportunities for as many people as possible to grow. Fourth, expand access to technology and the internet. In the digital era, the internet is no longer just an entertainment tool. The internet has become the door to education, jobs, and economic opportunities. The more people who can access technology, the greater their opportunity to develop. Social and economic gaps are one of the biggest challenges facing the world today. This problem does not appear overnight, and certainly cannot be solved overnight either. But history shows that change is always possible when people work together. Everyone deserves the opportunity to grow, learn, and achieve a better future. Because, in the end, the progress of a nation is not only measured by how tall the building is or how much wealth it has, but from how many people can feel the benefits of the progress. A fairer world is not a world where everyone has the same thing, but a world where everyone has the same opportunity to realize their best potential. And the change towards a better world always starts from the awareness, care, and actions that we do today. Because when opportunities are opened for all, progress no longer belongs to a few people, but belongs to all mankind.